Hello everyone, I'm Christy. Today we're going to do a 30-minute sequence, yin style, targeting the spine. So the spine is, if the spine is healthy, like, we feel good. So we always need to take it through all the range of motions to keep it happy, keep ourselves happy, because we want to feel good in our bodies. So today you may want a couple of blocks and a blanket. If you don't have these specific things at home, you can use a towel, you can use some books, or anything that's going to give you a little height. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. So if your knees are hanging up pretty high, not close to the ground, your blocks or something similar can help you relax the legs. And you can just use blocks if you need to, or no props at all. It's your choice. Go ahead and begin to close your eyes, settle your gaze. Let's place our hands on our belly, maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Just take a few moments to arrive in your space. Doing a gentle body scan, checking in with yourself. What do you notice? What's showing up for you today? Since we're targeting the spine, I would like for you to definitely check out your spine today. So begin by starting in the lower part of the spine, sacrum, back of the pelvis. How does that feel? And then with your mind's eye, traveling up to your lumbar spine. And then traveling up to your thoracic spine, which, if you think about it, it's like the back of your heart, back of your lung area. Shoulders. For many of us, this can feel like very tight. I know for me it is. We just don't get a lot of mobility there, and that's for good reason. It's protecting super important organs, heart, lungs. And then traveling up to your cervical spine, the neck. So you may even want to slowly take the neck from side to side. Checking in with how that feels. Lingering on a side if it needs some extra attention. And perhaps you come and find the back of the skull. Now tapping into the breath. I like the idea of breathing into my hands. Just take a few together. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale through your nose. Fill up. Exhale out the nose or mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the nose or mouth. Keep going on your own. Making sure your shoulders are snuggled underneath of you. Throat feels nice and open. Eyes are soft. Keep steady with your breath. A few more breaths here. Drawing your focus into your body. And just letting go of all the little strings that draw your focus elsewhere. So your to-do list, your things that are on your mind or heavy on your heart. Just, can you set them aside and just carve out this 30 minutes just for you? Can you breathe and create a little bit more length and space into your spine? What would that feel like to you? And then as we're here breathing into our hands, can you think of one word that you need to represent how you need to be best supported in your practice today? Just one word, whatever comes to mind. Allow your body to continue to soften, release, feel supported by the ground. So just a letting go. If at any time your legs feel tingly or numb, just stretch the legs out long as you need. Please take care of yourself. We don't want to create more tension or stress from our practice. And then slowly begin to take your hands to either side of your knees. Gently, slowly press your knees up. Just feet to the floor for a moment. Feet are at least hip width distance apart. And just take your hands on your thighs. Press your thighs away from you. And see if you can reach the crown of your head back towards the back of your mat. Maybe you can get that feeling of traction in the spine here. And then gently bring the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a little hug. Maybe you rock side to side, especially if low back needs some attention. Just be careful and mindful. Maybe you want to take some circular motions. Again, we're just kind of investigating the lower spine here. What is it that you need? And either start to rock and roll the length of your spine. So you may take some nice rocks. If this doesn't feel like something your body wants to do today, just simply allow the knees to fall over to one side and press your hands and come on up. We're going to come into a seated position. Feel free to sit up on a towel or blanket, especially if you're just kind of sitting here. It's really hard to feel a lot of length in the spine. Sit up on a blanket. Help yourself out. Raise your hips over your knees. And we can sit cross-legged. If that doesn't work for you, left leg is going to be in, right leg can be straight, or both legs out. You just kind of pick what your body needs. Otherwise, bring your left foot, left shin in front. And sit up nice and tall. So imagining first your sits bones rock side to side, feeling into each one, feeling the connection there with the earth. And then with your mind's eye, notice if you're leaning a little bit too far forward or a little bit too far back. Can you feel a stacking? Hips, chest, shoulders, head, right on top of one another. Feel into what that feels like for you. You always can use blocks under your knees if you need that option too. Many poses, many bodies, we make it work. So sit up nice and tall, close the eyes. We're going to take some cat-cows here, seated style. So we're going to take the spine into flexion and extension. So let's bring our hands out as if they're in a goalpost shape. And we're going to inhale, open up the chest. Maybe you gaze up and back, really opening the heart space. And exhale, rounding the spine as if you're giving a big giant beach ball a hug. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hug the ball or your favorite person. Use your imagination, that's up to you. Inhale, open up. Lots of space in the collarbones, chest, armpit. Exhale, round. Two more like this. Inhale, opening. Maybe you smile. Exhale, round. And then come back up to a seated position. And we're going to forward fold here. So some of us, our forward fold is just going to be a centimeter. Be okay with it. It's just where you are. Some of us can use blocks or props for the forearms. You can even come on down to your fingertips. And walk forward if that's what your body needs. So don't go to your deepest edge. We're going to hold this pose for some breaths. Go where you feel like you can soften, relax. You're not efforting. You're not trying to get somewhere. We're just allowing time to do what it does. We allow time for our thoughts to process. We allow time for our breath to move and swirl around in our bodies. Settle in, find your stillness. And over time, perhaps you can adjust the props if you're using them, or do something different when your body starts to open up. Again, you're doing you. Face is soft, shoulders are relaxed. Coming back to our word for our practice. Ask yourself as we're here, why do you think that word came up for you? Just be curious about the answer. Don't attach a story or a judgment or anything. You're just having a conversation with yourself. That's what I love about yin, is we have time to do that. And inhale. Slowly ease your way back up and out. Bring your hands behind you, open the chest, and switch the legs. So if you had one leg in, switch. If you had cross leg, now we're going to put our right leg in front. Again, adjusting your sits bones, stacking of the spine, nice elongation of the crown of the head. Now we're going to take our left hand out to the left, either to the floor or the block. Right hand to your hip. And we're just going to start to lean towards the left. Maybe you inch the fingertips away from you. This may be where you stay. So now we're getting into lateral movement of the spine. And then you may want to inhale and reach the arm up if that feels supportive in your practice. And you can even reach the arm overhead, palm faces down. So lots of movement in our right side. Maybe you even look down at the knee or the floor, or you can look up at the sky or the hand. Do what feels good in the neck. And we're switching sides. Right hand out to your right. left hand to your hip. Pause here, start to turn towards the left slightly. And then feel the seam of your body, get some more length. Anything with the hands, maybe up, maybe over the head, maybe you inch right fingertips on the ground or move your block away. Send some nice breaths into the side of the spine. Inhale back to center. Exhale, your version of forward folding. Face is soft. Can you send your breath into the back body? Back of the spine, all the way from the neck, cervical spine. Breath traveling down at the backs of the shoulders, the backs of the heart and lungs, and your thoracic spine. Traveling down into your lumbar spine, below the ribs, above your hips. Finally into the sacral spine, back of the pelvis. What can relax in your body right now? Maybe it's your teeth, your jaw. Maybe it's your toes. Something can do less. Allow it. Think on more of maybe why you chose the word, or what does that look like for support? What do you need for that to happen in your life? What does that look like? A few more breaths here. Inhale, slowly come up. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. If your knees are sensitive, please feel free to use your blanket or towel underneath them. Knees are at least hip width distance, shoulders over the wrist or hands slightly forward of the wrist. And we're going to take melting heart pose from here. So begin to walk the hands forward. Now you can do a half melting heart, so you can turn the right forearm in, reach the left arm long, and you can rest your head on a block or your right forearm. That's an option. I'll tell you when we're halfway to switch. Or you can reach both arms forward. So the pose is called melting heart. So how does that translate to you in your body right now? Hips are high. Your toes, you can be on the tops of your toes, or your feet can be tucked. Toes can be tucked. Just allow your chest to fall towards the floor. Directing your breath to the back of your heart. And just for time's sake, go ahead. You were just doing one arm at a time. Switch so your left arm comes in parallel with the front of your mat, and right arm reaches. If your arms are stretched forward and you want a little bit more, go ahead and bring your hands, palms touching, and elbows are going to walk forward. And just allow your hands to nestle the back of your skull. If you need more, you can continue to explore reaching elbows forward, but don't go too far, remembering we need somewhere to surrender to. Find your inner stillness. Find relaxation. And then inhale, come up. You may want blocks here. I'm going to show you a version with blocks. And we're going to come to standing. So feet at least hip width distance apart. Spread your toes. A lot of bend in the knees. And we're going to dangle. So dangle pose. So if you don't want to use blocks, you can just grab opposite elbow and allow your head to fall towards the floor. Use blocks for your forearms or hands. And just let everything that could be occupying your mind or your emotional state you don't want to keep, just allow it to fall out of your brain in towards the earth, just really releasing. So you can rest your chest on your thighs as much as you need. We don't want to lock out the knees. But if you're more open in the backs of the legs, you can gently start to straighten the legs. If you're crossing your arms, switch the cross of your arms so it's the opposite way. And just continue to allow gravity to do its job. Inhale, hands to the blocks or your shins. Really lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do a couple more of those. Inhale, lengthen the spine. So crown of the head forward. The back of your seat is reaching backwards. Exhale, forward fold. One more, lengthen. And fold. We're gently going to come back onto our seat, onto our backs. 30 minutes goes by so fast. And as you get to your back, knees come in towards your chest. Knees fall over towards the right. Twist. Arms reach out in a T, palms face up. Gaze in any direction that feels good. And just soften in your ankles and your knees and the back of your waistline. So a twist, also part of what the spine likes. So today we went through flexion, extension, lateral movement left and right, and now twists left and right before we end our practice. Then begin to inhale, knees back to center. Give yourself a little hug, so wrap your arms around your legs. Maybe you inhale and lift your forehead towards your knees. Exhale, softly lower the head, the feet, knees twist to your left. This time, arms reach out, but turn the palms so that they face down. Gaze anywhere. You know to adjust the knees to what feels supportive in your spine today. Face is soft. Can you breathe in the idea of more spaciousness into your spine? Also coming back to our word. What's one thing you can do today to achieve that word for yourself? Maybe it's just writing it down and looking at it. You know, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It just has to be meaningful and make sense to you. Just like listening to your body, listening for what feels good, listening to what you need. And then asking for what you need. So if your word involved that in some way, just do it. People aren't going to know how to care for you. And inhale, knees back to center. One more time, knees in towards chest, lift up if that felt good. So people, when you tell people what you need, you're telling people how to show up for you and how to love you and care for you and respect you. So you can't expect people to mind read. I've had to learn that too. So don't think I'm an expert on that by any means. I'm still a work in progress, just like you. And a little rocking side to side. And reach the legs out long. I'm going to be sitting up, but I want you to take whatever position helps you relax for your Shavasana. So on your side, on your belly, on your back, whatever you need. Just really take up a lot of space, so hands are by your side, legs are wide, allow your feet to flop open. Allow your legs to feel heavy but relaxed. Release into the seat and hips. Belly is soft. Chest feels open. Shoulders are away from the ears. Elbows are soft. Fingers maybe are so relaxed that they start to curl in towards your palms. Neck is nice and long. You feel a sense of length in your spine. You feel more spaciousness in your body and in your thoughts. Tongue relaxes from the roof of your mouth. Separate your teeth. Allow your tongue to drop just into the bottom part of your mouth. Cheeks are soft. Ears are soft. All the muscles around the eyes are relaxing. You even are gentle with how your eyelids are touching the bottom and top. Very, very sweet. The space, your third eye, your intuition, the space right in between your eyebrows is relaxed, open, ready to receive. Especially in regards to the word you chose for yourself in your practice today. Forehead is smooth, soft. All the little hairs on your head are resting. for a few more breaths. Slowly begin to notice what sounds you hear furthest away from you. Really reach out with your perception. Then begin to notice what sounds you hear in the room with you, in the space you're in. And then finally beginning to notice your wonderful breath in your body. Find a little bit of gentle movement. Hands, toes, fingers, wrists. Maybe long body stretch. Arms can reach up over the head. Point the toes. Start to walk your feet in on the floor. Walk your feet in towards you. And then allow your knees to fall to your favorite side, right or left, and pause. Just curl up into a little ball on that side. Taking a moment to kind of take a picture of how you feel after just 30 minutes of attention to your body and to your breath and checking in. I cannot stress how important that is every day. Please take care of yourself. And then just how can you embody and carry this feeling throughout the rest of your day, wherever you may be, or evening, or week? Can you make it last? Keeping eyes closed, gently use your hands to come up to a seated position, whatever makes your body happy right now. And again, sit up nice and tall, crown of the head towards the sky, sitting bones, snuggling into the mat, and then the spine from the hips, the chest, the shoulders, all feels spacious, stacking. Bring your hands palm to palm, right at your heart space, or hands crossed over one another, resting on your heart. Bow your head. Number one, finding gratitude for this day, for this time, for yourself. Remembering our word and how can we use that to our advantage as we move through our lives. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you feel better than when you started. Please reach out to me if you have specific requests. This class came about just because a student of mine just sent me a simple message and a class was created. I really like to work that way because I want to help you. Like, share, rewatch, do whatever you need to do. Reach out to me if you would like to chat. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.